Imagine this. You're cleaning out your drawer, sorting through some old change. A dusty jar you haven't touched in years. And there it is. A dull brown penny. Just a cent worthless, right? Wrong. That very coin might just be worth $964,000. Yes, 0.1 cent from 1964. With a small D mint mark just below Lincoln's shoulder. This isn't a fantasy. This isn't exaggerated. This is the real market value of one of the rarest coins quietly hiding in American homes today. So let me ask you, when's the last time you really looked at your pennies? Because the next person to find this coin could be you. And when they do, their life will change forever. Don't believe it? Stay with me. Over the next few minutes, I'll show you why the 1964 D Lincoln penny is one of the most shocking success stories in US coin history, and how it went from pocket change to an investment-grade treasure. And more importantly, how you can find one. Let's dig deeper. The year was 1964. The world was changing fast. The Beatles had landed in America. The Civil Rights Act was signed. And the US Mint? It was churning out billions of pennies. But among those billions, a few were completely different. Most pennies were made with standard copper alloy, bearing the well-known Lincoln Memorial design. But in the Denver Mint, some incredibly rare strikes occurred. These weren't ordinary errors. These were precision anomalies, coins struck with the wrong dies, doubled images, misaligned stamps, and unusually high copper purity. These defects weren't seen as valuable at the time. People just spent them, tossed them in jars, forgot them. Now here's the kicker. Out of over 6.4 billion Lincoln pennies produced in 1964, only a microscopic fraction holds these rare traits. And the right combination of minting errors and preservation. That's what skyrockets value. 1 specific 1964 D penny. Flawless condition, vibrant copper tone, strong doubling, clear minting lines, sold for $964,000 at auction. And experts believe more are out there. Still think it's just a penny? Let me ask you a strange question. If you accidentally dropped a $900,000 coin in the parking lot, would you go back for it? Exactly. But here's what's even crazier. Right now, some people are unknowingly spending these rare pennies on coffee, candy bars, or gas. It's like walking past buried treasure and never digging. That's why understanding what to look for is crucial. Now let's talk identification. Mint mark, look just below the year. The D indicates it was minted in Denver. Doubling, this is huge. On rare versions, Lincoln's profile, the word Liberty, and the year 1964 appeared doubled. Color and luster, premium examples have an unmistakable deep reddish copper shine, almost glowing. Die cracks or misalignment. Some of these rarities show small cracks or off-center strikes. If your coin checks even one of these boxes, don't spend it. Authenticate it. Because remember, in the coin world, condition is currency. And here's the twist most collectors never hear. There's a second, even rarer version of the 1964 D penny that's starting to surface, one that experts say could be worth over $1 million very soon. I'll reveal exactly what it is and how to spot it in just a moment. But first, a story. Meet Paul, retired mechanic from Kansas City. One afternoon, while helping his granddaughter with a coin collection for school, he spotted something familiar. A shiny 1964 penny he had kept in a drawer for decades. Curious, he took it to a local shop. Turns out it was a near-perfect rare Denver Mint version. Paul walked away with $412,000 after auction. Just like that, he paid off his mortgage, bought a truck, took his entire family on vacation. It wasn't luck. It was awareness, and that's what you now have. This isn't just about coins. It's about opportunity, a chance to turn something forgotten into something life-changing. Now, that mysterious second version I mentioned. Some collectors are now finding 1964 D Lincoln pennies struck on silver planchets, a rare minting mistake where a penny was accidentally struck using silver blanks meant for dimes. If authenticated, these coins are nearly priceless. If your 1964 penny feels lighter or sounds different when dropped, get it tested. 1 silver planchet penny could fund your entire retirement. Here's the truth. The next great coin discovery won't happen in a museum. It'll happen in a kitchen drawer, a dusty shoebox, a childhood piggy bank. And it could belong to you. Don't let this chance slip through your fingers. Go check your change. Examine every 1964 D penny you find. You might be holding a fortune and not even know it. And if you want more secrets like this, coins that can flip your financial story, subscribe. Because every week we uncover coins worth thousands, sometimes millions. Your journey to wealth might just start with a penny. What if I told you that the most ordinary looking penny in your change jar could be worth $967,000 today? Yes, a 1967 Lincoln penny. No mint marked and no gold. No diamonds. Just a simple copper coin that might be sitting quietly in your kitchen drawer or hiding in your childhood coin jar, waiting. Now ask yourself, have I ever checked my pennies? Because if you haven't, that might be the single most expensive mistake you'll ever make. But don't panic. You're here. You're listening. And in the next few minutes, you're going to learn how a forgotten 1-cent coin from 1967 turned everyday Americans into six-figure collectors, without even knowing it. By the end of this video, you'll not only understand what makes this penny so rare, but also how to spot a potential goldmine in your own pocket change. And hey, just between us, when's the last time you picked up a penny off the ground? Might want to rethink that next time. Let's dive in. The year is 1967. The US is in the throes of social change. The Vietnam War is escalating, and the country's coin system is under pressure. Due to widespread coin hoarding in the mid-60s, the US Mint took drastic action. One big change: they removed mint marks entirely in 1965, and that policy continued through 1967. That means every penny from that year has no D or S mint mark, creating mystery, but also opportunity. In fact, the lack of a mint mark is exactly what hides the treasure in plain sight. But not all 1967 pennies are created equal. While billions were minted, a select few contain striking errors, unusual metal compositions, and flawless condition grades that elevate them from pocket change to prized possessions. Imagine this: you're at the gas station. You hand over a crumpled dollar. The cashier gives you back 3 pennies. One of them could pay off your mortgage. Would you toss it in your cup holder or frame it in gold? Let's talk about why collectors are paying up to $967,000 for one of these coins. Point 1. Rarity through error. Most high-value 1967 pennies have errors. We're talking double dies, off-center strikes, and in some rare cases, planchet mistakes where the coin was minted on the wrong metal. That means what seems like a defect might actually be your ticket to generational wealth. Point 2. Condition is queen. If you're holding a 1967 penny in mint state condition, meaning no scratches, clean surface, original luster, you're in a league of your own. Collectors and auction houses go wild for these. Coins graded MS67 or higher can easily command 5 to 6 figures at auction. Point 3. Unique copper composition. Some 1967 pennies show unusual color variations: deep red, silky brown, or even reddish gold, indicating unique metal mixes. These anomalies are rare and drive intense bidding wars. But here's the wildest part. One particular 1967 penny sold at auction for a jaw-dropping $967,000. And what made it worth that? We'll break it down in the next segment, because you need to know how to identify it. A few years ago, a seemingly regular 1967 Lincoln penny surfaced. At first glance, nothing special. No mint mark, copper tone, average wear. But an expert grader spotted a critical detail: a double die obverse. That means the front image, Lincoln's profile, had been stamped twice during minting, creating a ghost-like shadow around the date and lettering. Combined with an MS67 plus grade and unique coloration, this tiny piece of copper shattered expectations at a private auction. Final price? $967,000. Yes, you heard that right. And it was found in a private coin jar passed down by a grandfather who had no idea it was worth more than a single cent, which raises the real question: what's hiding in your coin jar? The truth is, most people never look. They toss pennies aside, ignore old coins, shrug off potential fortune. But you're not most people. You're here. You're curious. And maybe, just maybe, you've already held a small fortune in your hands without even realizing it. So here's what to do next. Step 1. Start checking your 1967 pennies. Look for errors, double dies, off-center strikes, unusual colors, flawless surface. Step 2. Use a magnifying glass, or better yet, take it to a professional coin grader. Certification matters. Step 3. Don't let ignorance cost you $1 million opportunity. Because every coin has a story, and every story has the potential to rewrite your financial future. Subscribe now for more tips on rare coins, hidden gems, and how to turn forgotten pennies into wealth you can feel. And before you go, tell me, have you ever found an unusual coin in your change? Drop a comment. You never know, you might already be sitting on a fortune. Imagine reaching into an old drawer, pulling out a dusty jar of coins, and realizing that one small, forgotten penny, worth just 1 cent on paper, could change your entire financial future. Not a dream, not fiction. Because right now, a simple 1976 Lincoln penny with no mint mark is shaking the coin collecting world, commanding jaw-dropping prices as high as $976,000. Yes, nearly $1 million. For a penny. Have you ever really looked closely at those old coins sitting in your house? What if the key to your next chapter is already in your pocket? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know how to identify if your penny is the rare one, why collectors are paying fortunes for it, and how you could cash in. But first, let's break a myth. A penny saved isn't just a penny earned. Sometimes, it's the start of a whole new lifestyle. And hey, before you say, it's just a penny, what's the big deal? Well, if I had $1 for every person who thought that, I'd still be broke compared to what this one coin could get you. History meets mystery. Let's go back to 1976. America was celebrating its 200th birthday. The bicentennial spirit was everywhere. Flags, parades, and yes, coins. But the humble Lincoln penny, it quietly kept circulating, unchanged, unnoticed. Most people didn't think twice about it. But here's where it gets interesting. Unlike quarters and half dollars from that year, the 1976 penny wasn't specially marked for the bicentennial. It looked just like the years before it. And here's where the no mint mark detail comes in. At an OD for Denver. No S for San Francisco. Just blank. Which usually meant it came from the Philadelphia Mint. But for reasons still debated today, a tiny number of these 1976 pennies were struck with anomalies, strange die errors, doubled features, and ultra-rare off-metal strikes. Collectors went wild once these variations started surfacing. Some even described them as the ghosts of the bicentennial, a quiet whisper from history, overlooked for decades. Section 2. What makes the $976,000 penny so valuable? Voiceover. Let's get to what you really want to know. Why is one of these pennies selling for almost $1 million? No mint mark. Most 1976 pennies are common, but the rare no mint mark variant, struck in error or under unique conditions, is like finding a needle in a stack of needles. Condition graded as MS67 or higher. This penny gleams with an almost mirror-like luster. It's near perfect. No scratches, no discoloration. Material anomalies. Some of these rare 1976 pennies were struck on bronze planchets left over from earlier years. That's like printing modern money on ancient paper. A true hybrid. Die errors look for doubling on the word liberty, or in God we trust. These minor errors become major money when they're from a rare minting year. Demand. The coin market is exploding. Baby boomers are cashing out collections. Young investors are buying history. And rare pennies? They're the hottest commodity in the room. Coming up in just a moment, I'll show you how one man unknowingly kept a 1976 penny in a coffee can for 40 years, only to sell it for more than a luxury sports car. But first, are your pennies really safe? Let's be honest. You're going to check your coin jar after this video, aren't you? Don't worry, I won't judge. I already flipped my couch cushions. The real-life goldmine. Meet Carl Thompson, retired mechanic from Ohio. Carl didn't believe in banks, kept change in coffee cans. One day in 2021, his granddaughter convinced him to look through the coins. Guess what they found? A pristine 1976 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. Graded MS 66 red. Sold in a private auction $4,426,000. Now get this, experts believe that even higher grades exist. The theoretical MS 68 red could command over $976,000 if it went to open auction today. That's not retirement money. That's legacy money. So what do you do now? You could let this video end, walk away, and keep letting that old penny jar gather dust. Or you could make a choice to turn clutter into capital and curiosity into cash. Pull out all your 1976 Lincoln pennies. Check for no mint mark on the front, just under the year. Use a magnifier to inspect for doubling or errors. If the color is bright red and there are no scratches, you may have a jackpot. Then get it graded, preferably by PCGS or NGC. Because without a professional grade, you're leaving tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands on the table. And here's the kicker, rare coins are only going up in value. As the market tightens and collectors compete, prices are skyrocketing. The best time to sell? Right before the world catches on. Could your penny be the one? The $1 million mistake that turns into your biggest blessing? You won't know until you look. Subscribe for more hidden coin stories, pricing tips, and real-life millionaire finds. Because your journey to wealth could begin with a single cent. And remember, money doesn't always make noise. Sometimes, it jingles quietly, waiting for you to finally listen. What if I told you that a single penny in your drawer right now could be worth nearly $1 million? No, not in Monopoly money. Not in some future crypto fantasy. We're talking real United States currency. A 1982 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. Yes, no mint mark. That tiny detail could change your life. In fact, one of these rare coins recently sold for $982,000. That's almost $1 million from a single cent. Now, before you roll your eyes or think this is one of those get-rich-quick schemes, ask yourself, have I ever checked my pennies closely? Because if you haven't, you could be throwing away a fortune every time you empty your pockets. And if you think this sounds crazy, well, stay with me. Because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, how to spot it, and how to sell it for top dollar. If you're lucky enough to find one. But first, let's rewind the story. The year was 1982. Gas was cheap. Phones had cords. And the US Mint made a subtle yet massive change to the penny. That year, the composition of the penny shifted from 95% copper to mostly zinc. Why? Because copper prices were rising and the government didn't want to lose money making pennies. But here's where it gets interesting. In 1982, both copper and zinc pennies were made, and several varieties were struck. Some had small dates. Others had large dates. Some were made in Denver and had a D mint mark. But a very rare few, and we mean very rare, had no mint mark at all. And those are the ones we're after. Now, here's the twist. Not all 1982 no mint mark pennies are valuable. You see, the jackpot coin is the 1982 copper penny with a small date and no mint mark. And identifying it isn't just about flipping a coin and getting lucky. You need to know how to weigh it. Literally. A copper penny weighs 3.11 grams. A zinc one, only 2.5 grams. So before you run to sell that old coin you just found under your couch cushion, grab a digital scale. This isn't just treasure hunting. It's treasure science. Isn't it funny how we spend hours scrolling through social media but never once think to weigh our pocket change? What if your net worth is hiding in your junk drawer? Back to the hunt. So, imagine this. You weigh a penny. It hits 3.11 grams. It's got the small date. And it has no mint mark below the year. You might just be holding a six-figure piece of history. People across the country are now realizing they may have tossed away a small fortune without even knowing it. Collectors, dealers, and auction houses are racing to find these rare 1982 specimens. Why? Because demand is growing fast, and supply is painfully limited. And here's the kicker. The longer you wait, the more eyes are searching, and the less likely you are to cash in first. That's not just opportunity knocking. That's opportunity yelling through your door. Let's take a real example. In 2019, a verified 1982 no-mint mark small-date copper penny sold at auction for nearly $1 million. And that wasn't luck. That was knowledge, timing, and awareness. So the question is, will you let someone else find it in your own house? Or are you ready to go searching? But wait, don't go yet, because we still need to talk about how to sell it, who to trust, and how to avoid getting ripped off by shady buyers looking to lowball you. All right, you've checked your pennies, you think you may have the right one. What now? First, get it authenticated. Never list it online without professional certification. That's like trying to sell a Picasso without a signature. Use services like PCGS or NGC. These are the top grading companies trusted by serious collectors. Once graded, you can list it at major auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers, or connect with high-value coin dealers in your area. But always do your research. Now, here's your cliffhanger. What if I told you this isn't the only valuable penny out there? In fact, there are over a dozen rare pennies from the 20th century that could make you a millionaire. And guess what? Some of them are even more valuable than the 1982. We're talking coins that are literally sitting in pocket change across America. But that's a story for another day, or another video. So if you want to find those coins, if you want to learn the secrets dealers won't tell you, and if you're ready to turn pennies into power, into freedom, into wealth, then subscribe right now. Because this channel is your map to the treasure. You've just unlocked the first clue. And somewhere, out there, your $1 million penny is waiting. Every second you wait, someone else is getting closer. Coins are being graded. Auctions are closing. Fortunes are being made. Don't be the person who says I had one of those, but I gave it away. What if the tiny copper penny sitting in your junk drawer was worth nearly $1 million? Yes, you heard that right. 1 cent worth up to $987,000. Imagine checking your old coin jar, spotting a 1987 Lincoln penny with a small D under the date, and realizing you're holding a fortune in your palm. A single coin with the power to rewrite your financial future. Now, before you rush to grab every penny in your house, let me ask you a serious question. What would you do with nearly $1 million overnight? Pay off every debt? Buy the dream house? Retire early? Or maybe disappear to a private island where no one can ask to borrow money again? But hold on, because in this video we're diving deep into the mystery, value, and unexpected power behind the 1987 D-Mint Mark Lincoln penny, the rare variations, what makes one so valuable, and how to know if your coin could be the jackpot waiting to happen. Stay with me, because this isn't just a video. It might be your path to living the wealthy lifestyle you've always imagined. Let's rewind the clock to 1987. Ronald Reagan was in office, Wall Street was booming, and the US Mint quietly struck over 4.4 billion pennies in Denver, all stamped with a small D below Lincoln's portrait. Billions. So how could one be worth almost $1 million today? Here's the twist. Among those billions, a few pennies were born different. Errors, variants, hidden secrets only trained eyes or lucky hands can spot. Double dies, off-center strikes, rare planchet metals, misalignments. These aren't just mistakes. In the coin world, they're golden tickets. The rarer the flaw, the higher the value. Take the legendary 1987 D double die penny, where Lincoln's profile or the inscriptions are visibly doubled due to a striking error. Collectors go wild for these. Some pay 6 figures without blinking. Then there's the bronze planchet anomaly. A few 1987 pennies were accidentally struck on leftover copper alloy planchets instead of the modern zinc ones. And that alone can send the value soaring into the high 6 figures. Let me throw a question your way. When was the last time you actually looked closely at a penny? Because the next time you spot a 1987 D, you might want to grab a magnifying glass before you drop it into the tip jar. Humor break. Unless you're tipping your barista in $100,000 coins, which, honestly, would be a power move. But let's get serious again. Condition matters. If your penny shows sharp detail, clean edges, and minimal wear, known as mint state, it could increase the value tenfold. Coins graded MS67 or higher can sell for life-changing amounts. And here's the part most people overlook: demand. The rarest 1987 D Lincoln pennies have seen explosive growth in collector markets. In early 2024, a nearly flawless error penny sold for $987,000 at auction. Not because it's old, but because it's rare, valuable, and desired by collectors and institutions alike. Now I know what you're thinking. Do I have one of these $1 million pennies? How can I tell? What if I already spent it? And more importantly, how do I sell one if I do find it? Hold that thought, because in the next minute I'll walk you through exactly how to spot these coins, how to validate their authenticity, and the best way to sell them for top dollar without getting ripped off. So stay with me. This is where everything connects. Check the mint mark. Look under the year. You're looking for a small D for Denver. Look for errors doubling in text, strange edges, off-center strikes, odd coloration. or unusually heavy coins are all red flags or green lights depending on how you look at it. Get it graded. Never sell a rare penny without a professional grading. Go through PCGS or NGC, the gold standards. A coin in MS66 plus condition can skyrocket your value. Sell it smart. Don't fall for lowball offers. Use reputable coin dealers, online marketplaces with coin-specific audiences, or even submit your coin to a major auction house. Some even offer free consultations if your coin qualifies. Here's your takeaway. That jar of old coins collecting dust might hold the key to unlocking a whole new life, so the next time you find a penny on the ground, don't ignore it. Pick it up, flip it over, and look closer. It might just be your golden goose disguised as copper. Now, before you go flipping every couch cushion in the house, hit that subscribe button. Because in upcoming videos, we'll uncover more rare coins hiding in plain sight, how to spot the ones worth millions, and how to turn forgotten pennies into serious wealth. It's time to stop overlooking the small things, because sometimes, one tiny coin can lead to a massive fortune. Have you ever walked past a penny on the ground and thought, it's not even worth picking up? Well, what if I told you that one tiny copper coin, hiding in your kitchen drawer, could be worth more than your house? In fact, one 1991 Lincoln penny with no mint mark has recently been valued at up to $991,000. Yes, almost $1 million for a coin you might accidentally toss in a tip jar. Now ask yourself, how many pennies have you overlooked? How many small fortunes have slipped through your fingers unnoticed? In the next few minutes, you're going to discover the exact coin that could change your financial destiny forever. So before you check your wallet, stay with me. This story might just fund your next vacation or your entire retirement. Let's dive in. Let's rewind to 1991. The world was shifting. The Cold War was ending. Technology was booming. And yet, quietly, subtly, one of the most valuable errors in American coinage history slipped through the cracks. The 1991 Lincoln penny was supposed to have a mint mark. Typically, you'd see a D for Denver or S for San Francisco. But some coins, just a few, were struck without a mint mark. And those are the ones commanding headlines today. What makes this no mint mark penny worth nearly $1 million? 3 words. Rare die error. The US Mint accidentally used a proof die, intended for collector coins, on regular circulation pennies. It's like finding a diamond in a drawer of marbles. Only a handful exist, and collectors are scrambling to own them. Imagine the fear of someone who spent that coin without knowing, and the excitement of the person who found it while counting coins for laundry. You don't need a fancy safe or a metal detector. These coins are already in circulation. They're hiding in plain sight. Check your coin jar. Check your glove compartment. Even that old piggy bank in your attic. And here's a fun thought. If you're watching this video at work, you might want to accidentally check the petty cash drawer. Just saying. But wait, how do you even know your penny is the $1 million one? Spoiler. Not every 1991 penny is valuable. But the no mint mark variety, in pristine condition with certain die characteristics, that's when your penny transforms from pocket change to private island purchase potential. And in just a moment, I'll reveal how to identify one of these rare coins so you don't accidentally give away a fortune for a cup of coffee. What would you do if tomorrow you found out a simple coin in your house was worth more than your annual salary? Would you quit your job? Buy your dream car? Start that business you've been daydreaming about? Hold on to that thought. So here's how to tell if you're holding a 1991 treasure. First, flip the coin and look closely at the date. It should read 1991 with no visible mint mark underneath the date. That's your first clue. Next, inspect the surface. These rare coins often have proof-like qualities, sharp edges, a mirror finish, and deep details. And finally, condition matters. Coins rated MS65 or higher by grading experts are the true gold mines. If yours is uncirculated and flawless, you could be looking at a 6-figure windfall. But here's where it gets even more thrilling. Collectors, investors, and auction houses are actively seeking these coins today. The demand is red hot. The market is competitive. And the window of opportunity is closing fast. Because as more people find and sell these coins, rarity shrinks, and so does your shot at big money. You do not want to be the person who waits, hesitates, or shrugs this off. Here's a thought that might haunt you. Someone, somewhere, is pulling one of these 1991 pennies out of their drawer right now and discovering it's worth nearly $1 million. Will that person be you? Or will it be someone else because you didn't look? If you're still watching this, your curiosity has already opened the door. Now all you need to do is check your coins. Seriously, do it tonight. Don't wait. That one penny could change your life. If you found this video helpful or exciting, smash that subscribe button. Because this is just the beginning. Each week, we uncover real coins with real value, hiding in plain sight. Want to know which pennies are worth $2 million? Or which nickels could buy you a vacation home in Hawaii? Then stick around. The road to wealth doesn't always start with a big investment. Sometimes, it starts with the right coin at the right time. Now go check your change. Your fortune might be staring back at you.